This an all-out blitz, real hard hits, them other podcast trash, we gon' make them all quit. We cover all the topics with intelligence and logic. I know you wanna score, but ID gon' stop it. We from Texas, so that mean that we Texans. Breaking down the X's and O's, our profession. No complaining, just training, you see the progression. They had a Pro Bowl for talk shows, we get selected. We gon' celebrate every win like a birthday. Ray J with the news, first with all the updates. Spin move on the competition, yeah, we juking them. You not really in touch if you not tuning in. This is Crenshaw, Briggs VT. We want the touchdown, we not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up out the street, cause them bulls out the pen and they bout to stampede.
Yo, everyone. Welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. It's not an episode. It's a little live to discuss the revealing of the schedules. As always with me, I got my amazing trio, but Crenshaw decided to be a diva and be late to the party. So with me right now is a dynamic duo. I got Mr. VT. Say what's up, man.
What's going on, guys? Excited for this schedule release. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So who are you wanting week? The rumors are we got Ravens week 1. We both know we don't want that. Who do you want week 1?
I want the Titans. I think they're the weakest team in the division. Right now, everyone's reporting that it is the Ravens, so it's probably going to be a non-divisional game. I was assuming that it was going to be a divisional game, and I think the Titans honestly just don't have their act together. I don't think Levis is going to start. I do think it's Tannehill, but I still think that he's not where he needs to be. I think that whole organization honestly is having issues. So I'd like to go after the Titans. I think that would be, aside from Derrick Henry, that would be the easiest team in the division to go after.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I would like the Titans or any NFC South team. Like I think we can beat. Even I know you think the Panthers are going to be a great team, which they might win the division, but I think we can beat them. So I would take, especially week 1, right? So I would take any NFC South team, and at this point I would take any AFC South team too, just to get it out of the way. Because like I said, week 1, you don't know what's going to happen. So go ahead. I'll take the Jags. We have a great record against the Jags opening day, so bring them on. You know what I mean?
I'd rather take the Jags than the Ravens, and it's not because I'm diminishing the Jags. Like, you know how much I love to hate on the Jags, but I'll give them their props. Trevor Lawrence has been doing well. They have a really good receiving core right now. Their biggest issue is their pass rush. Their pass rush is basically almost non-existent. And Trayvon Walker has to stop those penalties, or it's going to continue to cost them games. But the thing is, we know how they perform right now. Like, and I'm not just saying from the past. Like, we have a 28-14 record. I'm not even talking about all that. I'm just talking about Trevor Lawrence. We know his tendencies. Something that me and Noah actually pointed out. Noah, AO Noah, if you know him on Twitter, we were actually seeing that if you look at Trevor Lawrence, we know that when he rolls out to the right, that's his number one way that he throws interceptions when he's in the red zone. So it's like, if I'm seeing it, so is obviously D'Amico, and you can take advantage of that. And I think that, this is just an example of the tendencies that we have because we play Trevor Lawrence a decent amount at this point. And so I'd rather go up against him than a brand new offense with Lamar Jackson completely healthy, with the defense that's ready to smash you in the freaking mouth.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Crenshaw, thanks for finally showing up. Who do you want week 1 if it's not the Ravens?
Well, since it is the Ravens, I mean, typically you want the division game because you know that opponent, and I feel like we got a better win rate. But fuck it, if it's the Ravens, fuck it, let's see what we're about. Let's go pin our ears back, nothing to lose. Let's make it happen.
Right.
We start off like I'd rather have the hard teams early and then the easier teams later once we start clicking.
Right, like I was telling B earlier, week 1 is wacky. Like you never know what's going to happen. Tons of upsets happen every year, week 1. So why not started off for the Texans.
So I just wanted to say, because I have the NFL Network in the background here, and they basically said that it is confirmed that the Texans will play the Panthers on Sunday, October 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern.
So, yeah, I was about to say the Colts and Titans have released theirs. I'll tell you when we were playing the Colts. Week 2 at Houston, we're playing Colts. So, we might start 1-1, maybe 2-0, maybe 0-2. But, yes, week 2 against the Colts. And then we end the season once again against the Colts.
All right. So it's time to beat them again for a second time in a row.
Crenshaw, so that you know, it's the Ravens and the Colts 1-2. Well, what's the record looking like so far?
1-1, because there's no way you're going to beat Baltimore in Baltimore. That crowd, they're happy that Lamar is back. You know, you got Odell, you got Zay Flowers, you got Mark Andrews, so they're going to kick our ass. But week 2, I would love to know who the Colts play week 1. Who the Colts play week 1?
It's somebody good, I think. It's Jacksonville.
They play Jacksonville
at home. Yeah, Jacksonville at home.
So they got back-to-back division. Yeah, back-to-back division game. So if they go down 0-2, that's really like 0-4 for them. So, you know, yeah, I feel like that we're gonna, you know, home game. Anthony Richardson. You said they're at Jacksonville or at home?
They're at home.
Okay, so yeah, his first game on the road. Yeah, we're gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, and then the Tennessee game, we got week 15 and week 17 against Tennessee. So that might be in our favor because we all know Tennessee has a history of never staying healthy at the end of the season.
Right.
So that could be a big time favor for the Texans. I actually last year I had us sweeping the Jags, which of course didn't happen. But this year I have us sweeping the Titans. I have us splitting with the Colts and splitting with the Jags, sweeping the Titans.
So I'm a little different. I listen. I don't want to be all Mr. Negative here, but I do think the Jags sweep us. However, I think we sweep the Titans, and I think we split with the Colts. So that's the way I think the division will go down on our side anyway.
Okay, fellas. So here it is. Y'all ready for it?
Ready.
Week 1, we got the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore.
All right. So it is true.
Week 2, we already discussed the Colts. So that I got 1-1. B 1-1.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Crenshaw already said 1-1. And then we got Jacksonville at Jacksonville, week 3. So B, you're saying we no way we were winning.
I'm not going to say no way, but I think that the odds are in their favor. I'm going to say for the first 5 or 6 games, we're going to be figuring stuff out. It's going to be after the bye, whenever that bye is, that I think we come out stronger.
Right. I got us winning this one because for some reason it seems like we know how to beat them at home. So I say we're 2-1. Crenshaw.
I'm with you, Matt. I'm not a big believer in Jacksonville as most are. I feel like that it was a fluke last year, and they only made the playoffs because the Titans choked. They lost the last 7 games. You know, but I'd say that we beat them. Sam is going to be upset, but we'll be 2-1, and we'll be leading the division at 2-1.
I don't think it's a fluke. I think Trevor Lawrence has to have a half a season to get ready, and so this is the year to prove it, right? So let's see it. Week 4, we got T.J. Watt and the Steelers at home. B.
So this one is going to be a toss-up because Kenny Pickett still isn't there yet. All right, and the Steelers' defense definitely is strong with T.J. Watt, and they just picked up a dude as well. So what's really going to happen here is how is the offense performing? We've seen Steeler games, and when they've won, they've actually, it's not like they're scoring a ton of points. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have an air fight. In order to win this game, CJ is going to have to chuck it all over the place. And if we do that, if he's able to find a connection with Tank Dell, if he's able to find the connection, say with either Nico or Hutchinson or Robert Woods, if he's able to find those connections and they're able to get separation, that's where we're going to win this game. It's going to be purely on offense because we know, or at least I think, that we should, on paper, be able to score more points than they can.
All right. So you got us, 2-2 then, huh?
That's correct.
Crenshaw?
I don't know. I thought VT got us losing against Jacksonville.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's 1-3.
1-3.
No.
Yeah, 1-3.
Yeah. Well, he got us beating the Colts, so that'd be if we beat the Steelers, it'd be 2-2.
I can't believe we lost track already.
Okay. All right. Well, I got us losing to the Steelers. I don't think we're gonna beat them at all. I feel like it's gonna be a home game for them because of terrible tiles. They travel really well. I think this is gonna be the game where people's gonna be like, okay, CJ doesn't look good. I think they're gonna make him look like how he's supposed to look, a rookie. So I got us losing that game right there. So we're 2-2. Lose to Baltimore. Yeah. Lose to the Steelers, so that division's already kicking our ass already.
I was about to say I got us getting swept by the AFC North. It's just a strong powerhouse division that seems like it got better. So I'm gonna go with Crenshaw. So we're gonna go 2-2. Week 5 at Atlanta. Crenshaw wants us to go to that game, so we might be there. Who knows? I will start off with Crenshaw. What you got, brother?
Atlanta, new stadium. Texans never been in that stadium before. Their quarterback, his first year starting, I believe, or did he play some games last year? I'm not for sure. Bijan, I feel like that's their whole offense is Bijan Robinson, even though he hasn't laid foot on the field yet. But we stop the run, we're gonna beat them. I think it's matter of fact, it's not gonna be close. We're gonna fucking beat them by 2 scores. So
all right. I like it.
3-2. That's gonna be our record right there. Through 5 weeks.
BT, come on, brother, keep going.
So I think we beat them as well. They did pick up a hellified left guard, and they picked up Bijan. Those are their 2 awesome pickups. But even still, I don't think on paper that they're better than us. We picked up a lot more dudes of free agency. We had a better draft overall. So if our line stays strong, we can beat them. So yeah, I'm saying beat the Falcons.
I'm with you guys. I got it sweeping the whole NFC South. And plus, like Crenshaw, I think BT, tell me if I'm wrong. Pickett didn't play a game last year, did he? Or Riddler?
Who didn't? I'm sorry.
The quarterback, Riddler. He didn't play last year, did he?
Oh, so he did play, but he didn't play well.
Okay, so it's still somewhat a rookie year for him. So rookie versus rookie, I think our rookie is in a better system. So I got us beating the Falcons, and I got us going 3-2. Next up, week 6, at home against the Saints. I'll start it off. I love Derek Carr, but I don't see no weapons there. You don't know what's going to happen with Kamara. Michael Thomas, you never know what's happening with Michael Thomas. So Olave, still young. So I'm going to have to go with the Texans. I think that defense puts them out. So I got us going 4-2. BT, what you got?
Yeah, I got to agree with you here. I think they have a hellified defense. I'm not going to shortchange them for that, but their offense is the problem. I don't see them putting up a lot of points. It's really what really matters is can we scheme well enough to put points on the board? Because I don't think they will be able to. And I know you guys like Derek Carr, but you know that I don't really like him. So I don't really like Derek Carr, and you're right about Alvin Kamara. I don't think he's going to play the most of the season. So he's not going to be there when we're playing him. They picked up another running back, but you can't replicate Kamara because Kamara is basically a pass catching back as well. Something that people don't talk about with Kamara is that he's never had a 1,000-yard season on the ground. the reason why he's so successful is because he
Pat-
is using the pass game a ton. So when you lose Kamara, you don't just use a running back. You lose a receiver and a running back.
You use a weapon big time on offense.
He's a huge weapon. You lose him, you lose, half, if not 3/4 of your offense.
Exactly.
So I think we can take him.
All right, Crenshaw.
Just like I said with the Steelers home game, the Saints is definitely gonna be a home game. Their defense is great. And they're always in games. And Derek Carter is huge. They still have, like I say, still have Olave. I was high on A.T. Perry. They got A.T. Perry. They picked up Jamal Williams, the running back out of Detroit. They're gonna kick our fucking ass.
Really? Okay.
They're gonna kick our fucking ass. Right. So I got them beating us, and we're 3-3 through 6 weeks.
All right. So far, the recap: we got me and B at 4-2, and the Crenshaw, the odd duckling, at 3-3. All right, guys. I love this. Week 7, we got to bye. So usually, people will say about week 6, week 5. That's when you really know what a team's made of, because that they got time to play the games, to gel. I think week 7 having a bye is fantastic, because that's the time where we kick it into gear. We start learning the system. No more excuses. CJ Stroud's going to show his actual true colors and be consistent. So I think week 7, fantastic for the bye. B, what do you think?
I think this is much better than what we had last year, which is week 6 was right after the Eagles game, if I remember correctly. So it's a little later. Honestly, I would rather have like a week 10 bye, to tell you the truth. Like, to me, that's like the perfect sweet spot. But I'll take something that's later than week 6, and a week later, I'll take it.
Crenshaw?
I use like my buys between week 8 and week 9. I think this is kind of early, but the games we playing, the Ravens defense, the Saints defense, the Steelers defense, and even to the Colts defense, I think we're going to need that bye after 6 weeks. So I'm okay with it.
All right. And week 8 at Carolina, we got the Panthers. Rookie versus rookie. Number 1 versus number 2. BT, I'll start with you. We know you're a Bryce hater, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a Bryce hater, and I'm a Bryce hater not because of his game, though. I'm a Bryce hater because of his size.
Right.
So, I've never really talked about his size his plate game as an issue. So when it comes to this game, what matters is their coaching is damn good. They did lose DJ Moore, but they got other receivers there. And I think when you talk about Matt, you say this all the time, scheming fix everything, right? So they've got great coaching. They've got arguably either 1 or number 2 best quarterback in this class, right? You can say whether he's number 1 or number 2. I'll leave that up to you. And you got great coaching, and they also have a pretty damn good defense, right? So I actually think that we lose. I think I'm actually going to go to this game. My cousin lives there, so it works out. I need to see his nieces and nephews, so I've been talking to them on FaceTime. They want to see me, so I could kill a couple birds with one stone here. But I think that we actually lose this game. I don't think we beat the Panthers.
Okay, so you guys 4-3. Crenshaw, what about you? What you got?
So since you didn't say prime time, that tells me right there that we have 0 prime time games this year.
Correct.
Because
that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, that's the only game I thought would have been prime time. Everything VT said, he's on point, and I'm with VT. We lose this game as well, and we're going to be 3-4. I feel like that their offense is going to be better than us. I feel like their defense is going to be better than us. Bryce is going to show why he was the number 1 pick and why we should have won. We should have lost week 18.
Okay. Well, Crenshaw is going 3-4 right now. I'm on the opposite. Like I said, I think the Texans are going to sweep the NFC South. I think on paper we're better than every team. Yeah, you're right, V. Scheming fixes everything, but that defense, they did lose a lot. All they got is Burns and Chin. They're missing a lot of pieces. So
What about Horn?
Oh, they did. I forgot about J.C. Horn. True. Okay.
And what about the defensive tackle they have? What's his name?
They lost him to free agency. Did they not?
Where he went?
I thought he went to. Over there, the New Orleans.
Man, they say he went to the division rival. Man.
Yeah. So I say we beat them. I we still don't know what Adam Thielen really is without being the number one receiver. He's always had Diggs and then Justin Jefferson. So he always had a great number one to help his game. So this is his first true chance to see what he can do as number one. So I don't think he's going to have that great of a year. So I'm going to say Texans pull it off. So I got us going 6-2 or 5-2.
Okay.
So I'm rolling with it. All right, and so next off, we got at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. BT, I'll kick it off with you.
So here's the question. They got Mike Evans, but they don't necessarily have a great running back. They've got Russell Gage. They got another weapon in Chris Goodwin. I don't know how good Wirfs is going to be right now, right? There was injuries and stuff like there. They picked up a good guard in Cody March. But here's the problem. Their quarterback is Baker Mayfield, right? So, and I'm saying a problem for them. And the thing about Baker Mayfield is he's hella inconsistent. You saw the game that he had with the Rams, right? He came back after like a 97 touchdown run, and then the other game he just completely got murdered. So the thing is with Baker Mayfield, the odds are is that you got a 50-50 shot of him having a great game or an absolute shit game. So because this is week 9 for us, I'm going to say that we have our ducks in a row. They have Baker Mayfield. I don't think they're going to, he's not going to do great there. I really don't think so. And I think that the odds are is that we beat them. They're all over the place. In fact, I know this is not what the odds makers say, but I actually think that Arizona picks number 1 and Tampa picks number 2. I actually think that Tampa's going to be really bad this year. I know that may be a hot take, but I think Tampa's going to be really bad. So, yeah, we should be able to take them.
All right. Crenshaw, what about you?
Damn, VT, last year you was really high on Baker Mayfield. Now you shitting on him. But
I was high on him because I was like, why would you get rid of Deshaun? Because Deshaun Watson was I'm not even saying the word. So it's like, at least try it. There was a lot of personal shit there. But, now it's a little different story.
Okay. Well, I'd say this is going to be Coldridge, Bernard come out game against Tampa Bay. I think that's the game that he's going to put up 4 touchdowns, 450 yards, and we're going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. So I'm just going to put us at 4-4.
Okay. All right. Guys, I'm sounding like a homer, but I'm going with the consensus, and I got us beating Tampa Bay. I agree with BT. Baker Mayfield's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Very inconsistent. So I got us going. This sounds really bad. I got us going 6-2. So 6-2, 4-4 for you guys. All right, going to Cincinnati. I started off at Cincinnati. It's an L.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, Mixon, Green, Boyd, all those guys are Higgins. They're just going to eat us alive. So I got this a big L. So that got me going 6-3. Crenshaw, what about you?
We're gonna lose in Cincinnati. The guys gonna eat some of that Skyline chili the night before. Gonna have tummy aches, and they're gonna beat our ass. So that put us at 4-5. We have zero chance against them unless CJ becomes that dude by that week. I doubt it, but zero chance. That crowd, the weather. What day is that? What day is that game? That's in November, right?
Yes.
It's November 12th.
Yeah. It could be cold. It could be some snow. Cause they right there on the water. Yeah, we're not winning that damn game. But even though that could be almost like a home game for CJ though, because a lot of Ohio State fans will be at that game.
That is true.
Yeah.
So let me take that back. We're gonna pull an upset. We're beating the fucking Bengals.
I am here for it. Go.
We're beating the fucking Bengals.
Bust them out. Let's play them hot Cheetos. Let's get it.
Yes.
Let's get Crent. VT, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there will be fans rooting for CJ, like Crenshaw saying, but I think it's a loss. I think this is a Super Bowl contender all the way, and we're obviously not there yet. So as much as I really want to say that we're going to take a dub, obviously, we're losing this one hard by a lot.
Okay. So Crenshaw's got us going 5-4. I got us at 6-3, and BT's 4-5. All right. Next up, Arizona at home. Crenshaw, I'll start off with you.
Another game that I feel like CJ is going to eat. No chance. This game should be over by the third quarter. So let's put us at 6-4. If Arizona beat us, we got some real evaluation. I don't give a damn if it ain't a full season. Got some real evaluation. There's no way they should beat us because those guys are tanking for the number one any damn way. So
Yeah.
6-4, easy game.
Easy.
All right.
I agree.
BT, all right, you said easy game, so go ahead and tell me why.
Easy game. They're picking first overall. And so I think that, listen, Kyler Murray is not going to play for most of the year if he plays at all. So I think this is an easy dub. I think this is one that everyone should go to this game because you know that we're going to win.
Okay. Well, guys, I got us losing. I think Kyler Murray comes. I think Kyler Murray comes back. I think he comes back this game, and he upsets us.
Are you shitting me?
Yes, and also I have faith in the Gannon's defense. So he does a lot of great disguises. So I have us getting upset.
Okay.
So 6-4, 5-5, and 5-5 for V, and was it 6-4 for you, Crenshaw? All right. Next up, at home, Jacksonville. V, I'll start off with you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think that they sweep us. Trevor Lawrence, I think at this point, he gets off strong. They already have a hellified team. Calvin Ridley, by this time, should be figuring stuff out after his betting hiatus. Hopefully, he doesn't visit FanDuel and for the Jags. And so he comes out strong. I don't think that as much as I want to win them, it's not going to happen. This is a home game too. So you obviously think that we have the advantage here. But the Jags are good now, man. Like as much as I want to shit on them, they're good, and I don't think that we beat them.
Okay, Crenshaw.
All right. Well, this is the stretch of the schedule was you're gonna be like, whoa, okay. I have Trevor Lawrence beating us as well. So that put us at 6-5. I feel like week 12, or I guess that'll be week 13. They're gonna be clicking. So yeah, that's an L. So Sam could troll us that day.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like I said earlier, I think we split with the Jags. This is where they pull up the upset, and we lose. Not the upset, but you know what I mean. So I got a 6-5, Crenshaw 6-5, and BT 5-6. Moving on to week 13 at home against the Denver Broncos, December 3rd. I'm saying it's going to be a loss. I think Sean Payton upgrades his team, especially with Russell Wilson. I hope, because Russell Wilson's nuts, but I still like him. Good underdog quarterback. So I say we lose. That puts us to 6-6. Crenshaw, what about you?
Well, my barber, that's his team. He talks shit to me at all times. He's going to be at the game. I'm going to tell him we're going to win, but I'm going to tell you guys we're going to fucking lose. So that'll put us at 6-6 right there.
Same. Yep. All right, V.
All right. So I think the Broncos beat us. Listen, they have weapons, and it's not just based on Russell Wilson. Let's just make the assumption that Russell Wilson isn't ass like he was last year. Sean Payton helps him out. We know if you've heard the stuff by Ryan Leaf, why he was recovering was a personal issue. Let's say he's recovering, right? They've got Cortland Sutton. They have Tim Patrick. They have Jerry Jeudy. And then on running back, they now have Javonte Williams, right?
And Mims.
And they just picked up Mims, right? So, and then, look, they still have KJ, too. So they are actually a pretty damn good squad. They were a top 5 defense last year, too. People forget that because of how bad the offense was. So they were a top 5 defense last year. If Russell Wilson is just average, even just average, he's beating us with the weapons that he has. You got Sean Payton, who's a hell of a head coach. Half the fan base wanted him here. So
didn't they bring back the old head coach as defensive coordinator too?
Yes, I forgot his name, but yes,
Vance something, right?
It's such an E, but I can't remember exactly.
Vance Joseph.
Was it Vance Joseph? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I could be wrong.
But at the end of the day, I think this is a loss. So that's all there is to it, man. We lose to the Broncos.
So we 5-7. Me and Crenshaw 6-7, or
6-6.
6-6. Yeah, I don't know why I said 6-7. 6-6. All right, guys, moving on to the Jets. I'll start it off. Aaron Rodgers. We don't have a great history against him. That he got some weapons, and especially if Breece Hall comes back healthy. It looks tough. So, yeah, you're right. VT was Evero. So,
Jaro Evero.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say it's a loss that puts us in 6-7. So, I'll kick it off for you. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, this is an easy loss. It's a Super Bowl caliber team, and Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall is going to be back. They got the center that I wanted. One of the centers I wanted anyway, with Joe Tippmann. I wanted either JMS or Joe Tippmann, and they got him. They got our old left tackle too, right? They've got Dwayne Brown. So it's a hellified team, man. There really isn't much to say. Quentin Williams is staying there. What else more is to say than they have a shot at winning the Super Bowl? We are not at that caliber of level. This is an easy loss, guys. Unfortunately, Jets take it.
I don't agree with the Super Bowl, but I agree with the loss. But go ahead, Chris. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know why the hell VT think there's some damn Super Bowl contender. They don't know damn Super Bowl contender, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. All right, outside of 2011, what the hell has he done in Green Bay? But choke year after year after year, man. Either they wasted his career, or he wasted his own career there in Green Bay. There's no way that guy should have. He ain't got to win a Super Bowl, at least get to another Super Bowl. But neither there, here, there, and there. We're losing that damn game. We're not going to beat the Jets. So I put us at 6-7. I don't think the Jets are going to be as good as people think they are. That's just my opinion. But I haven't looked at their schedule, so that can change, later on the day, tonight or whatever.
All right. So V is at 5-8, and me and Crenshaw is at 6-7. Moving on to Week 15, December 17th at Tennessee. So that must be that's a Sunday night game. I got us sweeping the Titans. Especially Week 15, they're going to be beat up. They're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry all year, so he's probably going to have some injury problems, not going to be 100%. Will Levis is probably going to be hurt. So I say Malik Willis is going to be the starter, and we win. So 7-7. Crenshaw, what about you?
I have us losing to Tennessee. I feel like they're going to be playing for something. I don't think they're going to be as bad as we assume they're going to be, because our division isn't as good as a whole. So I feel like they got some games they're going to win. So unfortunately, we're going to lose to Tennessee, and that'll put us at on my side 6-8.
Okay, BT.
So let's talk about what they did in this offseason. First of all, they picked up probably one of the best guards in the draft. So they picked up Peter Skonski, like that pickup. But then they really didn't do anything else that I thought was great. They picked up Tyjae Shears to back up Derrick Henry.
You mean no ACL Spears?
Yes, exactly. So we had 2 ACL hurts two ACL tears, and then he also has arthritis. So I mean, this dude, I don't know what they want to expect him. If this was supposed to be the pickup to give Derrick Henry a solid backup, they failed miserably. Then they went and said, okay, we are going to pick up Will Levis, Mr. Mayo Man. So they have Ryan Tannehill, and now they have Will Levis. I mean, I don't understand. And then they have Malik Willis. So their entire QB room is just crap, right? So what do they do then? Then they go in and get the tight end Josh Weil. While there was a ton of great pass catching and dual blocking tight ends out there. So then they go ahead and get a blocking tight end. Then what the fuck? I mean, this is mind-boggling to me. I don't think their draft was great. I think the only thing they did good was getting Skronsky, and honestly, other than that, they failed in the offseason. So I think we sweep the Titans, and this is one of the ones, obviously, that we win.
All right. So I got 7-7. Crenshaw is 5-8. No, 5-7?
6-8.
6-8. And VT's at 6-8 as well. All right. Going on to the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson rematch 2.0. Crenshaw, kick it off for you. Christmas Eve. What do you got?
All right. Christmas Eve. So Deshaun Watson will be back in the building. I'm pretty sure fans are going to do the same shit they did last year. I think this game is going to be a better showing from him because I feel like he got his groove back. But I also think that CJ, like, hey, I'm your little brother here. I'm going to show off as well. But unfortunately, we're going to lose in overtime. And that'll put us at 6-9.
Okay. All right, VT.
That's very specific that the loss is going to be in overtime. All right. I have us losing as much shit as I say. The Browns are a decent team this year. I don't think that they win the division or anything. I think they're an 8-9 win team, but they're a better team than us. And that's honestly regardless of how crazy Deshaun Watson is or not. Even if he's just average, they've got the run game. And as much as, even though we have bettered our run defense, that's going to help out the pass game because we're going to have to go after the run, and then Deshaun can use play action. So I think that this is a loss. I don't know whether it's going to go overtime or anything, but yeah, this is a loss.
Okay. Yeah, it's a loss. I think Nick Chubb is going to have a killer game. He always, if you have him in fantasy and you see him playing the Houston Texans, you should be licking your chops. Like he's going to get easily 20 points against the Texans. He does that every year. So I think it's going to be the same. So I got us losing this game. So Crenshaw 6-9, BT 6-9. I'm at 7-8. Next week at home, New Year's Eve, Tennessee Titans. Like I said, we are sweeping the Titans. This guy said, bro, what? Malik Willis? You must not have heard me. I said there's a lot of injuries. I think Ryan Tannehill is probably going to get injured if he's the starter. Mayo Drinker is probably going to get injured too because they don't have no outside of Peter Skronsky. They don't have a really good pass block. So he might get injured too. I said there's a possibility of Malik Willis being a quarterback. With that being said, yes, we lose. I got us 8-8. BT, what about you?
So, yeah, I mean, I do think that we sweep the Titans as well as for the reasons I mentioned before. Like, their quarterback room sucks. The offseason, they did terribly. I think that, we don't even know Derrick Henry's going to make it through this season. Like, eventually at one point, unless he's an Adrian Peterson, he's going to have to start to just fall off terribly. And who knows if this is the season. And I'm not saying, like, obviously I'm not wishing even if he's a divisional rival. I don't want that on any player besides Deshaun Watson. That's different. But when it comes to Derrick Henry, I think you're going to see a fall off. And I think that as much as the Titans are trying to push their offense around him, if he goes down, they got another running back that has arthritis and no ACLs. So I don't see them beating us.
Crenshaw.
I thought Derrick Henry was going to, slow down the last 2 years, but he's still running. He's still trucking. I still feel like, as much I didn't think that their coach was going to be good when he went there. He's a hell of a coach. Coach of the year, has been doing a good job. They have our number. So I'm going to say we still beat them anyway. So Texas beat them that week, and that'll put us at what's that, 7-9? Yeah, 7-9.
Okay. Week 18, ending the season. BT, what you got?
So this is not just because they got Anthony Richardson, and everyone knows that I believe he was QB1 in this draft, and CJ was QB2. But if you look at their draft, besides the quarterback position and the UDFA, they had historical draft. They drafted more bodies this draft than they have in their entire franchise. Then they also signed 12 other UDFAs. So they have been trying to get young dudes in there because they know that they've been aging. So, by this time, you would imagine that Anthony Richardson is starting to develop. That he's not making the foolish mistakes that he did that he has before, and I think that they beat us. Like I said, I think that we split with the Colts, and this is one where they beat us. And I think that they did add according to listen, they have Quentin Nelson, so he's healthy, he's pretty good. They have Jelani Woods, who's a blocker and a pass catching tight end. Right? They have Jonathan Taylor, and hellified running back. Alec Pierce is no slouch when it comes to the receiving position, and Michael Pittman. So they have a good squad, and I think at this point they're just going to get a bit better. In fact, if you ask me, when it comes to the draft, I think the Colts had one of the best drafts, honestly, as much as I hate to admit it, this year. So I think they beat us.
All right. So finish the season off 7-9. Not bad. Crenshaw, what about you?
I'm just still not high on Anthony Richardson as VT is. Hopefully he can make me a believer. I just feel like the guy needs maybe a year and a half before he could get accustomed to everything. So I say we're gonna end it on a 2-game winning streak and finish the season 8-9. That's my prediction right there. Shock the world.
All right. Well, I am following BT. I say we lose, not just because of Anthony Richardson, but Shane Steichen is a offensive mastermind. I think he finds a way to pull it off. So we split. But I agree with you, Crenshaw. I say 8-9. We're battling either for second or third. I think I agree with BT. I think Tennessee is going to be the bottom of the barrel, just because I know this guy says counting on injuries is foolish, but history likes to repeat itself. It's just it's a hard time, being a Titans player, always injured. So I say we end 8-9. So not bad.
I'll just want to add to Christopher. So the odds makers actually throw in their when they make their predictions based on injury history, right? So if you look up any player, you can actually find the odds, and unfortunately, you can actually bet on this too in different places on how many games a player will play, and that factors into how many games the team will play. So when you say that counting on injuries and when predicting games is foolish, that's what Vegas does. Vegas actually takes into account the health, the historical health of a player when it comes to when determining wins and losses. And when a team does depend on a 28-year-old running back, that last year they had to pull out of the fourth quarter multiple games because he started getting tired and it started leading to fumbles, you have to ask the question, when is that going to come into play? And I think that this year is really when that starts to come into play.
Same thing with Ryan Tannehill. He's been hurt last 2 seasons. That last 7th game stretch last year, that really hurt them. I don't think they go on the 7-game losing streak if Tannehill was the quarterback. So you got to count for injuries, right? So, all right. Got one more comment, guys. I think 8-9. Not a bad way to end the season. A lot better than 3 and 4 wins. So, is that what we're sticking? You're sticking with 7-9, B?
Yeah, I think 7-9 is really I've been saying that since the beginning, even before the schedule, and it's only solidified now, frankly. So, I mean, listen, I want to be wrong and win more games. I don't want to be wrong and win less games. So, I think 7-9, honestly, would be happy. I mean, let me ask you guys a question. I know you guys are 8-9, but if we win 7-9, how would you feel about the season?
It's a win.
Okay.
Crenshaw?
If we win 7, 8, or 9 games, I feel like as soon as free agency starts, they better go out and strip club
Make it
spending.
rain. Make it
Yes.
rain like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather style spending. They need to go ahead and do that and build around that guy, not 2 or 3 years now. And let's make it happen. And maybe they could be high on us like they high on the Detroit Lions this year. So
I
never know.
will say if I'm close to I'm probably way off, but if I'm close to my prediction come week 7, I say we make a splash and go after a linebacker. If that's Patrick Queen or the Buccaneers linebacker White, that both of them are shopping.
Lloyd.
Who?
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, that's right. So go after them and make the defense better, especially for that back half.
I don't think we should do that, but hey, sounds good.
Yeah, Devin White. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, damn, I said Lloyd. My bad.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I thought it was White, but okay, I'll go with Devin Lloyd. But yeah, I mean, if it's going to cost you a 4th or 5th round, why not, right?
Okay, let me ask another question now. Because, I don't want to turn this into a trade conversation, but now, if we win seven games this year, how do you think the entire fan base, and of course we can't talk about everybody because 100% of the fan base will never be happy, but let's just say the majority, let's say 90%. How do you think the fan base will feel after winning, if we win 7 games and the trade compensation that we went and got up for a combo, CJ Stroud and Will Anderson? How do you think the majority of the fan base will feel at that point?
It depends on what type of season they had. Like, did they win because of CJ or they won despite of CJ? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it's going to come down to. And then same thing with Will. Even though Will could be stopping the run, he could be getting tackled for losses, but everyone's going to look at the sacks. So if he get the sacks, then I think fans will be happy about it. But they're going to say do it again because you gave up the future first.
Who I think it was Bill Carroll that says sacks are a sexy stat. Yeah, that's what they all care about, but they don't care about tackles for loss. They don't care about QB hurries. They don't care about QB pressures. So that's what you got to factor in, not sacks. That's where you got to take your blinders off and you got to look at the whole picture. But I agree with Crenshaw. I think not this year, but next year is when you're going to see the naysayers finally say, okay, the trade did work. It was a good trade. But you got those guys that are never going to admit it because they're always right and everybody's wrong.
But also you got to look at who that team's going to get with our pick. And if that guy is good and our guy is okay, then they can still say it was a bad trade. But if that guy is bad, then they're like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. I think that if you have 7 wins, right, and our strength of schedule is actually pretty low, so if we have 7 wins, we're probably picking still in the top 10. We're probably picking like 8 or 9, like right around there, 8th or 9th spot, if we had our pick. So you have Arizona picking at the 8th or 9th spot. At the 8th or 9th spot in the mock drafts, you don't have Marvin Harrison. You don't have that DA, defensive end, GE. I can't remember. I just remember his initials. So basically, do you think that if they draft someone and it's the 8th or 9th position, it's not any of the players that are even being buzzed about, right? So when you say, oh, if they pick up the player that's better than them, who actually would be that position? Right, so all right, let me look at it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're looking at an O-line dude, right? So you're looking at Sumataya or Alt, or you're looking at JT, the defensive end, right? And that defensive end is not a Will Anderson. Like if you're picking right around there, if these mocks are right, and obviously it's a year out, so they're probably not. But let's just say if they are, you're picking 2 O-linemen and a defensive end. So yes, these are all trench positions, and again, JT is not poised to be better than Will Anderson. So if we have 7 to 8 wins, and that's where Arizona's picking with our pick, I don't think they're picking anyone better than we just picked on paper.
Yeah. Agreed. And we all think, Cleveland's going to take a step back. And they could be around the 7th or 8th pick too, with how many wins they got. So basically, we're in the same area we would have been. So no loss, no foul. So, all right, guys. Well, wise words of Crenshaw. Worst part of the show because it's the end. So, Crenshaw, I'll start with you. Tell everybody where to find you.
You can find me at 5th Ward Crenshaw everywhere. Look me up. Let's hold it down.
All right, VT, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Brown Chubby Bear. And actually tonight, me and Leo are going to have one of our after-hour spaces at 9:15 Central. So hop on. Let's have a discussion. We'll be talking more about the schedule release. So come on in and let's debate it.
You can also find it on OnlyFans, where VT slowly takes off his jersey for a tip. Pause. You can find me at A1 Day One Texans. Also, you can find the podcast everywhere at Texans Fan Battle and on the Fan Battle Sports Network. Make sure you check out their website, www.fanbattlesports.com. Some great articles, great YouTube videos, and you can see the trash on the other divisions like the Colts, Jags, and Titans. Guys, until next week, we'll talk to you later.
This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown. We not trying to go for 3.